And DJs like you and like me.
We're on, by the way.
Okay.
We're live.
When you start talking, you feel like you've known the person forever.
You're talking about DJ Hardacre.
And I'm talking about you as well.
Yeah.
We start talking and you think you've known the person forever.
Yes.
And I've said that to you
Shep,
for months now.
You and I hit it off like hardcore.
We are. Yes.
I'm surprised that we haven't been. If we were hanging out outside here, we'd be arrested.
I was going to say we'd get in some trouble.
In no time.
We would get in some trouble. We would. But it would all be in fun, though.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Me too.
We're running late, but and quite frankly, it's because
we were talking.
We've been chewing the fat off the air. I'm like, screw it.
We have been talking.
Turn the cameras on.
We've been having a great time.
Lori Shepard with us, not only the assistant coach, help me out now, of the girls basketball team for Spalding High School, but also the president, little did I know, of the Central Vermont Women's Softball League.
I don't like titles, JD.
I know, but Shep, you kick ass. I didn't know this.
No, and I got to tell you, that I told you we're 15 teams in the league this year.
Okay.
We have a tournament coming up at the end of May. I'm going to have to get you some more info on that, called a Sandlot Tournament, and I think that'll be in Waterbury.
Okay.
15 teams is probably the most teams we've had.
Wow.
And like I've told you, these other, Burlington had 10 teams at one point. They have like 6 or 7. Central Vermont, and it does cover Montpelier, Barrie. We have a team from the Morrisville area. We have a team from Bethel.
Yeah.
We have teams from Waterbury. I mean, it's all of Vermont coming to play in this one league. 15 teams is a lot.
And how many years has this been going on?
I am going to guess here and say 20, 25 years.
20 plus years.
That I've been around it and know of it.
Wow.
I was just a little young whippersnapper thinking I was, hot shit once upon a time on a softball field at Farwell. We used to play in North Barrie, where the fire station is now.
Wow.
There used to be a field there. No
Shep,
longer.
You're dating yourself.
Well, yeah.
So, tell me about Farwell Field.
Farwell. It was Paula Dolan running the league years ago, and she said we're going to have a women's softball field.
If it wasn't for her, wouldn't be
there.
Okay.
Her and Jeff Bergeron made it happen. City manager.
Yeah.
She raised the money. You go to that field in Farwell. That's all Paula Dolan. We have a nice granite plaque on one of the dugouts because she made it happen, and she's still around the league. So she helps coach one of the teams.
So you're not playing anymore.
No.
The knees. What is it?
Well. So I'm going to be completely transparent, as I always am with you.
Please.
When I went to have knee replacement, I said to Dr. Merriam, can I still play softball?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, can you get a runner so you don't have to run the bases? Or just hit it out of the park and then, have somebody run the bases for you. JD,
that's true.
I'm lucky if I hit it out of the infield. So I'm not going to hit it out of the park. So that was just my way in my mind and my doctor's way of saying you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
I will say this. Near the last year or two, I loved playing third base. That was the hot corner.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I was struggling to get it from third to first. So I tell my first baseman, I'm like, I'm going to one-hop it there because the arms started to go. So as much as we hate to cut that cord, you do get to a point where you have to cut the cord. But I'm still around it, which I love.
Yeah, and
they let me hang out.
You're not sitting there like a grandma, though, knitting.
No, my God.
You're actively involved, coaching.
Yep. Holiday Daycare was the team that lets me hang out, but it's the entire league.
They're the sponsor.
Yes. Jeff Cochran does a great job. Yeah. The fact that they let me stay on as an officer.
Sure.
I coach one of the teams. The women in this league. So you're talking 15 teams, let's say an average of 10 per team, which is more. So you're talking about 180 women.
Wow.
And they're amazing.
Any cat fights?
Never.
Biting, kicking,
Never.
scratching?
No, I would not.
Name calling?
Maybe under the breath a little
There's got to be.
I'm sure, yes. It's a very competitive league, too.
Sure.
It is very competitive.
I don't doubt it.
It's amazing.
And you said the championship is up in Newport?
Well, they have a it's called the state tournament, and it's in Newport every year.
Okay.
And that facility, it's like a big rec field, and they have 3 softball fields.
Okay.
and there's 2 divisions, so you're able to just literally, you park your car for the day, you're playing on one of those fields, or you're watching, so you're just walking from field to field.
Do people camp out? You get the campers up there?
Amazing.
Bonfires?
People go camping up there.
Oh my God.
We usually have a dance party on a Saturday night. I don't attend those.
No. Of course not. You're
you know
sleeping.
What?
You're sleeping. You're not
right,
doing Jell-O
exactly.
shots
I'm
or any
sleeping.
Of that foolishness.
I tell you what, I feel like I'm 21 when I'm dancing.
I'm sure you do.
And you know how we talked about taking a step sideways the next day? JD, I leave those tournaments, I can't walk, and I haven't even played.
That is so funny.
But hey,
that's so funny.
JD and I are 21.
Yes, we are.
21.
My God, we have to talk about NCAA. We have to talk about fantasy football. We have to talk about
We have to talk about everything.
The NFL draft.
Oh my God, the NFL draft.
Shep, when the hell are you going to start your own podcast?
You know what?
Come on!
Where's the bell? Beat me
it's
to
right
it.
there.
We're going to make it happen, and the only reason I say we're going to make it happen is because you're going to make it happen. You're going to help my biggest dream in the world become a reality. We're going to make this happen.
Shep,
we will.
You're so good. I mean, you know your stuff.
I do like to talk a lot. Ask anybody.
Look at the way you and Autry, you guys have never met each other.
There's my other brother from another mother.
Wait till you meet him. I'm telling you.
He's got to come here and sit next to me.
He is
and
going
when's
to.
your brother coming?
That
would be fabulous.
Did I show you the pictures of him dressed up as the Steelers?
He looked like a pope in one of them.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to a football game with him.
Yeah.
It has to be in Pittsburgh, though. I'll meet him there.
And
his family's into it.
They're all batshit crazy.
They're all bleeding yellow and black.
All of them. Yes.
I'm telling you, we talk about high school sports and how amazing it is.
Yeah.
But we think we own part of these professional teams. DJ Hardacre and I talk and we say, my.
We.
Mm-hmm. And every now and again I get called out. Yeah. And they're like, oh, do you part own the team? And I'm like, well, because we emotionally do.
We're connected. We're attached to it.
Your brother would tell you he owns the team.
Autry would tell you that he co-owns the team.
And on draft day, you literally, there's been one time where I was watching the draft, where I'm a little draft magazine in my notes.
Yes.
And I could not handle who Miami had drafted.
Yeah.
I was alone, thank God. I cleared out the coffee table. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, it was the worst draft pick because I know better than the scout team for the Dolphins. I know better than the coaching staff for the Dolphins. They should not have drafted this guy. I cleared my coffee table. I was done. And let me tell you this. That guy they drafted, I remember his name, Josh. No, it's not Josh Allen. When I say Josh Allen, people are going to go, oh, the Buffalo quarterback? No, this is back. He lasted 2 years in the NFL. Knee was shot.
You knew.
I mean, I don't know why they don't call me.
Somebody should.
I don't know why the Dolphins don't call me. But anyways.
We're already getting comments. Please don't talk about yesterday's Mets game. Yeah.
10-0. But here's the thing. Is that a Mets fan?
Oh, that's a Mets. That's Paul Brody.
Oh, it's Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul, 3-1 on the season. Looking good. Carrasco is not a legit 5. And I know if you're 5 in the rotation, you're not going to be a stud anyways, but you can't give up 10. What did he give up in 4.5 innings?
I don't know.
5 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs. So he might not be the answer for our 5 spot.
Did you see that the Red Sox season opener with the Orioles?
I did, because the Orioles catcher is a young stud.
Oh.
He went 5 for 5.
Yeah.
The Red Sox always...
What'd they give up? 15 hits?
Yeah, they had a rough opener, but then you know what they do? They bounce right back. They can be down in a game 8-1, and they're going to come back and win 9-8. They did have a rough opener, but...
What was it, 10-9?
10-9.
The final.
Yeah, because they came back.
Yeah.
Just came up a little short.
Brady Farkas over on WDEV. Amazing. The guy's amazing.
He's got to be a Red Sox fan, right?
We
got to figure that out.
I don't know, but... You know, he basically was saying, if you were really trying to pay attention to the pace of the game with the new pitching clock,
the new rules,
you probably didn't notice a difference. But at the end of the game, if you just stopped and looked at the clock, you would have said, "Whoa."
Shaving like 25 minutes off.
It's somewhere between like 25 and 40 minutes shaved off, average.
Yep. And I love the new rules. I feel
You like the pitch clock?
You know what I like is I like the larger bases, 15 inches to 18 inches, because a lot of injuries are happening as you turn those double plays. The one I dislike the most is taking away the shift on a batter.
Okay.
So, like, if somebody's a pull hitter and you know they're going to rip it down first baseline, third and short will shift over to that side. That's a strategy move right there.
Right.
So you're literally telling it's like me playing slow pitch softball.
Yeah.
They always knew I was going to hit to the left side of the infield. I didn't know how to go with the pitch and go to the right side, like so many amazing ball players do now.
Yeah.
So they took away the shift. You can't shift. So that's playing into the batter's hands. That's saying, okay, we're going to open up more holes for you because we're going to play to the batter and your batting average, and everybody wants to see more hits. Yeah. I don't mind any of the rules, in all honesty. I do like the game being sped up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And the broadcasters have to get used to this new pace, too.
And the umps.
Grapefruit League, I think it was down in Bradenton. I can't remember who that was playing, but there were, but there were two teams that were playing Grapefruit. Game was tied.
Yeah.
And it was in the bottom of the ninth. Mm-hmm. Bases were loaded.
Yeah.
And the pitcher missed the window for the new pitch clock.
No.
They lost.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Because of that.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Shep, that's going to happen. It's a matter of time. That's going to happen.
Who would have not made it with these new rules is Nomar Garciaparra.
Yeah.
The shortstop for the Red Sox, because he would step out of the box after every single pitch, and he would play with his batting glove.
Exactly.
I mean, he had to. His muscle memory only knew that.
Sure.
So he'd step out all the time.
There's no way to get rid of that.
And I like you're only allowed as a batter to call the one time out.
Yeah.
Because they fiddle around.
Scratch the nads.
Yeah, I thank you for saying it for me.
Pick
Readjust.
the wedge.
Yep.
Pick the
and then they
wedgie.
get in and they go, if they think the pitcher's taking too long, they go, timeout. I mean, it's a cat and mouse game.
Sure it is. Psychological.
I like all the rules. I do. Except for the shift. That's just part of the strategy. Make that batter go the other way with the pitch.
There's something about, not to be nostalgic here, but there's something about the crackle of that AM radio on a hot summer night.
Yeah.
On a hot summer night. Listening to Joe Castiglione.
Right.
Calling the Red Sox. That's summertime right there.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
The good old days.
Where there was...
The good old days.
No rushing.
Yep.
No rushing. We're going to just take our damn time. If we get done at 1:30 in the morning, we get done at 1:30.
And baseball fans do love it. I have an aunt, name's Aunt Carmen. She would sit there for 5 hours and watch a baseball game.
Right.
I don't mind it being sped up a little bit. You can speed it up a little bit. A little bit.
But now, Shep, we have younger people coming in to fall in love with the sport.
Yep.
And let's be honest, shorter attention spans. We have to be entertained more. We can't have any downtime.
I had one of my basketball players in my years over at Northfield, great athlete. This kid was, and I said, you should try softball. So she listened to me. I was like, oh, tried it one season, hated it. She was a soccer basketball player because she needed fast pace.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I'm falling asleep between pitches, between batters, between this.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the game. I really do.
So here I am, and you know my age, but my whole life, Shep, zero interest in baseball. Didn't really understand the game. Wasn't really interested in it. Kind of a yawner at some points. This past summer, there was an epiphany. I went to them. I went to the Mountaineers. I was with.
Good for you.
I was with Sherilyn and Lily, and we're sitting there.
You guys had a great time, I bet.
Well, I started to. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, this is anticipatory. Yeah. If this, then that. Yeah. Then this guy he needs to be worried about two things, this and that. Yep. And this guy, if it goes this way, he better do this and that and this. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm starting to realize how many moving parts there are. The things that are going on where your brain, you need to be thinking about multiple things. It's not just throwing a ball and hitting it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, my God. And then Sherilyn's like, well, what about you having some ice cream? And I'm like, hang on a second. Don't interrupt me. Do you see what's about to happen? I have to watch this.
Right.
I have to see what's going to happen here.
There's a lot going on.
I mean, and now you tell me about Noah McLean.
Oh, my God, Noah McLean. So he was a junior or sophomore or junior at U32 High School, wants to get into communications beyond high school. So asked Carl Parton, and he's a basketball player at U32. Yeah. Can I broadcast some games with you and Lori? So here comes this, well, say junior, great kid. Again, hit it off like we had known each other. Start calling games together for 2 years, his junior and senior year. Called some games at the Barry Odd together. He's in his sophomore year at the University of Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. Now, saw him at the Odd this past winter. He is going to be the voice of the Mountaineers this summer. Wow. The kid is a stud. He's a superstar. He's on the rise. So when we have that sports podcast, I have already got a commitment from Noah McLean to come in here weekly and let us know what is going on in the heartbeat of Mountaineer country.
It gives me goosebumps.
He will come in gladly talk about Mountaineers baseball.
And Jack Wolf, our intern here, he just got into URI.
Oh, my God, really?
So, I don't know if...
That's amazing. Yeah. He's got to meet Noah.
He's planning on going there.
He's got to meet Noah this summer. He's got to. And Noah is what... He's got the voice for it. He's I get excited talking sports. This guy puts me to shame. There's a few times, Carl Parton would be laughing if he was listening. He's like, there's a few times that Noah talks over you, Lori. You got to tell him to not talk over you. I said, it's because he's so excited.
I'm the same way.
I am not going to tell him not to. Yeah. I just sit there and giggle. But him and I calling basketball games was so much fun.
I'm the same.
And we've stayed in touch.
I understand, yeah.
And like I said, he went to the boys championship game, so he stopped up to say hi. I really wanted to put a headset on him, but we were kind of full in studio up there at the time. But this guy is outstanding.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Throw a microphone in front
Absolutely.
of his face.
Oh, my God.
DJ is saying Adam Duvall, friend of one of my coworkers, 1.969 OPS and 8-14 to start the season. What in the...
No, he needs to what further expand that.
I mean, come on.
Tell
DJ.
him to stop in.
Jeez, please. What's he thinking?
DJ, I'm just reminiscing on how I met you. You were coaching third base. I was playing third base. We just chatted like we'd known one another forever.
Yeah, he's talking about the Red Sox.
He is talking about the Red Sox, yeah.
Center fielder.
Oh, okay.
And Tanya McCauley's watching, listening right now, too.
I don't know the Red Sox starting lineup, but I will learn it before I put a mic in front of me again. I'm all about the Mets, and that's about it right now.
Ooh, you and Paul.
Oh, big Mets fan.
My God.
1986, when the Mets beat the Red Sox, it was phenomenal. You want to know what I did?
86?
86.
Wait, Shep, you were alive in 86?
I was just a little tight. You want to know what I did when they beat the Red Sox? I went through downtown Montpelier celebrating.
Yeah.
I got pulled over for honking my horn and going, woo! I was so stoked that they had just won the World Series. I don't think they've won one since then. Paul would have to back me on that, but I'm pretty sure they have not won one. So I got pulled over.
What'd you say to the cop?
And, he's like, disturbing the peace, disturbing blah, blah, blah. And I go, you know what?
Jeez.
This was my exact words, JD. I said, if the Red Sox had won Game 7 tonight, you would have no problem with everybody driving through town honking their horns. You know what he told me? To go home and celebrate. I couldn't say anything back because I really didn't want to get a ticket.
You should have got his name. We could hammer him right now. Seriously.
And that is the last time the Mets won. I'm positive of that.
86?
1986.
What happened last night with NCAA? I mean, my brother was just blowing up my phone.
Was he cheering for UConn? He's
down in Connecticut.
Oh,
so of course he was. He's a Huskies guy.
My sister
Men and women loves him.
My sister lives in Connecticut, and she texted me and said, I better hear you cheering for the Huskies all the way down here from Vermont.
Yeah.
So I cheered for them. You know who picked them to go to the finals? Not you, not Autry, not me. Garrett Sicily did.
All right. Do we have this on paper anywhere?
We do not. Well,
then he didn't pick them. As far as I'm concerned.
He had Duke and UConn. He, of course, had Duke winning. But I have to give him kudos for picking UConn. And it was a good pick. Because if you look at
Who did I pick?
You picked UCLA, I think. You did pick UCLA. Over Virginia. Here's your bracket. Here's you and Autry. You had 28 total wins. I had 32. We weren't very good, JD.
Wow.
And Garrett had like 39 or 40. So you tell Autry he owes, I don't know what he owes Garrett.
Oh, my God.
Barbecue sauce?
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
I think it was.
Not cooking with, not maple syrup.
No maple syrup in the barbecue sauce.
But I think it was barbecue sauce. You know, UConn, well-deserving. As much as it was a bracket-busting NCAA tournament,
yeah,
UConn at the beginning of the year was in the top 5. They had a rough patch. Everybody has a rough patch in the length of a basketball season.
Yeah.
UConn was playing great ball at the beginning and great ball at the end when it matters most. Coach Hurley and his crew, well-deserved. And they beat up everybody in this tournament. They didn't squeak out. San Diego State got there on a last-second shot over Florida Atlantic. UConn beat the living crap out of everybody.
Wow.
And on the women's side, I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
LSU pulled that one out. That was. I don't know if I want to talk about that one.
Macaulay says she had Duke and UConn and Duke winning.
In the men's.
Yeah.
So Tanya, way to go, Coach Mack. Yeah. Nicely done.
She knows
her
what
and
she's
Garrett.
Talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The women's side, I picked South Carolina to win it, and Iowa upset them. And it was good because Iowa has this kid named Caitlin Clark, who's been dropping triple-doubles all season. She scored 41 points in a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. This kid is awesome. So she upset South Carolina, not just she, her team, Iowa. And South Carolina, JD, was undefeated. That's not easy to beat an undefeated team that's the reigning champs from last year. So Iowa knocks them off. I'm thinking they're going to win the whole thing. Great story. Caitlin Clark, Player of the Year. And they go up against LSU. LSU, I think, shot 60% from the field. They couldn't miss. Iowa got in foul trouble early. Not happy with the officiating, and that's all I'm going to say. So you got 4 studs for Iowa sitting on the bench in the first half. But flip it to the other side, LSU could not miss. They scored 102 points in that game.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's crazy.
That's sick. So is what it is.
I mean, even a dumbass in sports, I know that's crazy.
You know, you sell yourself short. I think you've learned a lot.
Listen, all is not well in the world of the New England Patriots, and I want to talk about that tonight, and we want to get to that. But first, how about the U32 boys hockey team?
I'm telling you,
double overtime win.
You know, we talk about not forgetting things. Just getting to overtime in that game with seconds tying that game up.
Yeah.
I was talking to Coach Locke's wife, and she said, had to happen this year. Has to happen. And this was before they won it. And they went out there, and they made sure it happened.
God. I mean, you talk about putting everything on the line.
And when he started... Oh, I'm going to have to ask his wife. I'm going to have to ask Kristen. When he started with this senior class, when they were just freshmen, it was like win a few games, maybe win a few more. So you're building it.
Right.
And I respect the crap out of that.
You know, I have known Jim Severance for a very, very long time. And I know over all of these, frankly, decades, I know how much this guy loves hockey. I know how passionate he is about going to Kreitzberg. Yep. I know all the games that he calls. To hear him say that he has never seen a more thrilling.
That game was amazing. That game, and there's been a lot of great hockey games, high
That's
school
my
hockey
point.
games.
That's my
but
point.
These U32 boys, I'm gonna write a book about it.
And then the Spalding High School girls, my God, Shep.
Undefeated. I mean, and
Unbelievable.
having that crew in here was fun too.
Thanks to you for getting them in here.
And I'll tell you, I know the Spalding girls and boys basketball team came up a little short, but just getting to the Barry Odd.
Sure, was huge.
It hurts. Of course it hurts. And
but you have to tell them. What if you didn't even get to the Odd? The fact
I went to Montpelier High School, never stepped foot on the Odd floor as a player.
There you go.
Would have given anything
that's my
to
point.
step on that floor. So just getting there, it hurts.
Sure.
And the thing I'm 57, and I still the thing that hurts about sports is, in the end, there's only one winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
But sports builds the best character.
Yeah.
It thickens that skin
and
so much.
Sometimes we can, it's like the double L. We can learn more when we lose.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know what my mom used to say to me when I was in high school? We'd lose a game. I'd go to my room. I'd be pouting around the house. And she'd go, honey, the sun's going to come up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hated it when she said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, really? You're going to keep telling me the sun's going to come up tomorrow?
Pissed me off, too.
Oh, Mom, love you to pieces, but God.
I know.
That's what you got for me? The sun's going to come up tomorrow?
What?
40 years later, 30 years later, I'm like, she's right. Damn it, JD. The sun does come up and life goes on.
Hindsight's 20/20, Shep.
I mean, you got to lick your wounds along the way.
You have to.
My God. But sports is it. I'm a fantasy football freak. I'm a NFL draft freak. I mean,
at some point, I'm hoping that you're going to meet my fantasy football fanatic friend, Frankie.
Oh, my God, the Cowboy fan.
A lot of F's in there. Yes, the Cowboys fan.
Gotcha.
Yes. No, Frankie and DJ know each other.
Gotcha.
Frankie was part of the original group that started the oldest fantasy football team
league because
in New England.
Oh my God.
30 plus
can
years ago.
Can we get him in here soon?
Of course we can. 30-something years ago.
Because here's the thing.
When no one was saying fantasy football.
Nobody was saying fantasy football.
Didn't even know what it was.
No. Had no clue.
Foreign concept.
I've loved football since I was this high. Football family through and through on Sundays. There was no fantasy football.
Yeah, right.
And now it's off the charts.
Yeah.
Ginormous.
Huge.
ESPN will do a thing right around football time when you should be having your fantasy football drafts. And they'll just run, because you're running your league possibly through the ESPN website. And they'll just have a running total going.
Yeah.
And it's just millions of leagues that are just using the ESPN app to run their league.
Right.
I know the one I'm in is it's an ESPN league. It's amazing. I worked at Bond Auto for 17 years. We had draft night in the conference room.
Serious.
All serious stuff. Serious stuff. And I am not kidding you. Serious stuff. You're sitting in a room. At the time, I was the only female sitting in that room. And you're going around and you're making your picks. They're putting it up on a big board. I literally thought I did own a team because I did, my fantasy football team. JD, you watch football on Sunday and you want to enjoy your team.
Yeah.
You're too busy looking at your phone or looking at the bottom line on CBS going, oh, how's my quarterback doing?
With a pen in your hand.
Oh, my God, they just threw an interception. The world has ended. And then 5 minutes later, you're elated again because you're running back.
You just won $100.
Yeah, your running back ran for 50 yards and there's 10 more points. You can lose a game by less than a point.
Yeah.
I learned that this year. It's gut-wrenching. It's heartbreaking. And you're looking at me like I am batshit crazy because fantasy football is crazy.
Listen.
Crazy.
This past summer.
Yeah.
Not kidding. This past summer, I'm in here clicking away. And this guy comes in off the street. Opens the door, and he says, "Hey! When are you going to start a fantasy football podcast?" Swear to God.
Oh, I'm sure.
Swear to God.
It's
insane. I said, dude.
It's big.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Wrong guy. But look, fantastic idea.
You know what a football looks like.
It's
you know
brown.
What yep.
You taught me that it's not orange
and it's not
brown.
Round. Yes, exactly.
And I've learned.
And you with football and your brother.
Yeah. We both came from mom. I don't know what else to say.
You got to put the picture of him in the Pope outfit on some night or on your Facebook page because if he okays it.
He'll okay it.
It's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's got the Steelers underwear.
So we talk about the Steelers with your
car
and
shower curtain.
I'm telling you right now,
toothbrush holder.
My sister used to wear these. I think they were called zebra. I don't know. They look like zebra striped pants, and they were the Steeler colors.
Sure.
I wore the Dolphin ones. She would have her Steeler sweatshirt on. She'd have the dangling helmet.
Yeah.
Earrings with the Steelers on it. She has her terrible towel. I mean, she is just like those two.
Does she have the winter hat that looks like a football helmet?
No, she has many hats, but they don't. No, it doesn't look like a football helmet.
Frankie's got one that's Cowboys.
Get out! He's gonna have to wear that in here then.
Looks like a complete.
And I already told you when the Steelers aren't playing well, my sister changes her attire at halftime, changes her outfit because she's obviously bringing them bad luck.
Have you ever been with fans, including yourself, who have shed a tear?
Yes. A tear. 1 million tears? Yes. So
like legit crying. Either out of joy.
I could tell you a story when I was probably 12 where the Dolphins lost a playoff game and I cried for like 4 hours. And at the time, I had this little plastic Dolphin helmet, but I had the whole entire league. I had all the helmets.
Okay.
And they lost to the Raiders. So my mom said I went in my room, I took that little Raider helmet, and I had a little aluminum whatever, probably a Miami Dolphin trash can.
Sure.
I took the Raider helmet, and I chucked it in the can, and I kept taking it out, and I chucked it in the can probably 100 times till my mom told me to stop. And we were going to visit my grandparents, so I sat in the back seat and cried and they lived up in Richford, Vermont. That's a long ride. Cried, sobbed because the Miami Dolphins lost in the playoffs. I think I was 12. Maybe I was younger. Or maybe I was 32. I don't know.
Look, there's my brother and Autry Steelers. There's Frankie and
Cowboys
and DJ Cowboys.
Throw my sister in that crazy Steeler fan.
All right. Crazy. They need to meet.
Yes.
And then I have a very good friend, Mark Miller, who's down in Philadelphia, who's an Eagles fan.
And Philly fans, they're crazy too.
And yes, they are. Climbing the damn light poles. They got to grease them up so they don't climb them naked?
Yep. What? Come on, your brother must have shed a tear.
Oh, no question about it.
I mean,
absolutely. But, Mark is rumored to have had a friend who somehow got an eagle. I don't know what kind of eagle. Obviously not an American eagle or a bald eagle, but some kind of eagle species that's related indirectly to the eagle.
Okay.
Got it. Brought it to the house during the Super Bowl a couple of years ago when the Eagles were playing and won.
Oh, that's when they beat the Patriots. Gotcha.
Yes. And had this bird in a cage on the living room floor surrounded.
Oh, my God.
By candles.
So it's like a seance to bring them good luck.
And they won. Can you top it, Shep?
No. I thought I was crazy with the crying, throwing the helmet. That really?
Surrounded by candles.
And they won. And that was an amazing Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was beating Bill Belichick. You don't beat Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. Or Tom Brady.
Speaking of Belichick, what the hell's going on? The last couple of hours.
Blowing up.
Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
What's going on? What's happening here?
So only in his second year, he got bent. No, he didn't get benched. He got hurt this past year. And they had Bailey Zappi in the game, a rookie. But only in his second year, good quarterback out of Alabama.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick and him are not seeing eye to eye. Says when they had some offensive struggles last year, Mac Jones went outside the organization to get help trying to fix the offense. Okay. I think that's the word I read. Yeah. Well, you don't screw with Bill Belichick, number one. And you don't go outside of the organization, and you just don't. So I thought everything was good in Patriot land with Mac Jones, but Bill Belichick is trying to trade him. Apparently,
Bill
got like 5 or 6 teams.
Well, he's been on the phone within the hour to the Raiders.
The Raiders, because that's where his old buddy is.
The Texans. The Texans.
Because they're looking to draft a quarterback.
The Commanders.
Washington. Used to be the Washington Redskins.
And
they need a quarterback.
Do you know who the fourth team that
Tampa.
Buccaneers.
Yep.
What's that all about?
Well, Tom Brady's gone now.
What's going on?
So that's if Bill Belichick wants him out, he's out. Tampa would be a great landing spot for him.
Do you think Tom's really out, though?
I do.
Come on.
Come
on.
I think
Come on. He's like Bruce Springsteen. I'm retiring. And Garth Brooks. I'm retiring, but I'm not really retiring. I'm retiring for now, but I'll be back next year on stage in Los Angeles.
They all retire.
What's going on, Shep?
I think he has. I think this one's for good. I don't think he would retire, come out, 40 days later, play last season, tick his wife off. She leaves. So I think doing it this time, I think it's for real.
Who's his boy with the Raiders? Jimmy Garoppolo?
Well, Garoppolo's there as the quarterback.
Okay.
Josh McDaniels is the head coach of the Raiders.
Okay.
And he was one of Bill Belichick's assistant coaches forever.
All right.
Him and Belichick glued at the hip. So I was surprised when McDaniels left last year, I believe, and took the Raider job. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I almost sound like you know what I'm talking about here.
You do know what you're talking about.
Case Keenum from the Texans. Baker Mayfield from the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And Jacoby
Brissett
from the Commanders.
Yeah. Mac Jones is better than all 3 of those quarterbacks you just said.
Ouch. Shep.
Sorry.
Really?
We got to be real here. Yeah, we got to be real. All those guys are just kind of backup fill-ins. Baker Mayfield, I'd like to give him another chance, but they're all backups.
Patriots
Mac
fans.
Jones is a starter.
Patriots fans are saying right now.
Yeah.
And the draft hasn't even started.
Right.
It starts on the 27th.
Right.
Patriots, not all Patriots fans, but many Patriots fans are saying right now, Patriots are doomed. They're not going to make it anywhere near the playoffs.
Well, their division is tough because the Buffalo Bills are the Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins have improved, and the New York Jets are about to trade for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this was supposed to happen 5 months ago, 3 months ago. It's going to happen. So everybody in that division is getting better, whereas the Patriots are stuck in neutral. And if you're going to trade your starting quarterback, then you got to have a backup plan, though. Bill Belichick has to have a backup plan. You don't just all the free agent quarterbacks are off the market.
Yeah.
Now you're going to trade your starting quarterback? That's weird. Unless he's going with Bailey Zappi? Zappi. I just love his name.
24 years old, though. Apparently called members of the Alabama coaching staff.
Oh, it was Alabama. Thank you. I knew he called outside.
In order to get information to properly run the offense under Matt Patricia, a longtime defensive coach.
Yes.
And that pissed off Bill.
Matt Patricia is a defensive coach, but Bill made him the offensive coordinator.
Oh.
Weird. That's kind of weird.
Oh.
Especially when you're a defensive coach.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But Bill Belichick's.
But here's the thing.
Bill Belichick, so I'm not going to doubt his moves.
Bill and Tom were not lovers.
That divorced.
So, you know.
So he's tough.
Maybe Bill and Mac.
So here's the thing I don't understand, though. Now
Bill,
that you talk,
Bill is kind of an asshole, though. I'm just saying.
He kind of has that.
Come on, lighten up.
He kind of has that facade.
Jesus, you just won the game, buddy. Smile.
What have you ever seen his attire? So he'll take hoodies like this, and he cuts the sleeves off.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot to say in press conferences.
I know.
But here's what I don't get.
But smile, Shep.
He doesn't know how to smile.
You won the game.
I bet you he hasn't shed a tear. Let's be real here. So he went and got the offensive coordinator from Alabama in the offseason.
Yeah.
To come to New England.
Yeah.
So Bill O'Brien is the offensive coordinator. So if Mac Jones was talking to him in last season and Bill goes and gets him and brings him to New England, then why are we getting rid of Mac Jones? And when I say we, I don't mean we, because I'm not a Patriot fan. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you just did that to make Mac happy. You brought in a coach that works well with him. But now there's got to be more. You got to dig a little deeper there.
You think Bill can get along better with Lamar Jackson?
Possibly.
Okay.
See, you do know what you're talking about.
I don't, Shep.
That was good.
Shep, I don't know.
You threw the Lamar Jackson nugget on the table, and I went.
What are you talking about, Shep?
I almost just fell out of my chair. Jesus. Holy crap.
I just hope Autry's.
That was impressive.
That's all I want is Autry.
JD, you just put the whole thing full circle. Because what did I sit here saying? There's no free agents out there. Mm-hmm. I, in my head, wasn't even thinking of Lamar Jackson. You can't just trade Mac Jones and not have... He doesn't like rookie quarterbacks, Bill Belichick, so he's not going to draft somebody.
Sure.
In my mind, I forgot about...
Lamar Jackson.
And you threw that, boom.
Shep.
The mic almost fell.
You don't know.
I am so impressed. You either read that on there or you knew that. But that was good, JD. Wow.
I love you, Shep.
Oh, I love you too. That was great. I mean, that was dropped. Woo.
Mic drop.
You know what? You know what's going to happen? If Mac Jones gets traded, they are going to get Lamar Jackson. Holy wow.
Shep, I'm going to be straight with you.
You beat me to the...
I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm just going to square off with you right now, okay? Wow. I just have to be transparent and admit something.
It's my favorite word, transparency.
I'm working right now very, very diligently on my bracket for American Idol.
I was going to say, where are we going with this? American Idol. Okay.
Shep, if you're not watching, you need to be watching. I mean, the amount of talent out there, okay, it's absolutely amazing. And I've got the bracket. I'm working the bracket.
American Idol. What's the other one that Blake Shelton's on?
The Voice.
Yeah. Do you watch that?
No.
Oh, so you're all
Just
American Idol.
All Idol.
You're Idol in, and that's it.
I love Lionel Richie.
Oh, well, I can't argue with that.
Yeah. He's amazing.
The Voice, though, is the one I always get into.
Yeah.
I guess I got to give.
No, they're all good. But
Lionel Richie, who are the other judges? Is it Katy Perry, or am I making that up?
No, it's Katy Perry.
Okay.
And Luke Bryan.
Phew, that's right.
Yeah.
So where are they? Are they down to
they're,
Sweet 16,
they're
Final Four?
They're in L.A. right now.
Oh, so like how many... Is it?
You know, I was going to ask you.
Just starting?
Do you know if Tanya McCauley is because
an Idol fan?
Tanya and I were watching The Bachelor together. Did you know this?
I did not know that.
Oh,
I didn't.
We practically had cash.
Why
going between the two of us about who Zach was going to pick as his bride? I mean,
who won?
Tanya.
Neither one of you.
No.
What?
No, I mean, I'm joking, but. I'm just wondering if Tanya McCauley is
an Idol fan?
Is watching American Idol with me. She's saying right now, no, she doesn't.
I was going to say I didn't think so.
It's disappointing.
It is.
For me personally, that's disappointing.
I expect you to have an American Idol bracket up there soon when it gets down to 12.
It's going to be.
So it's not down to like the nitty gritty.
No.
It's like new season just starting?
Yes, this is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have a fave yet?
I don't. I do, but I can't tell you who that is. I'd have to break your legs if I told you.
I was going to say, you'd have to.
Yeah, I won't do it. I won't do it.
I mean, I almost broke my legs on the Lamar Jackson one. Wow. I'm like, DJ Hardacre's going, come on, Shep, you didn't come up with Lamar Jackson to the Patriots? I did not. I'm incredibly honest here, folks.
DJ is saying to himself right now, Shep, you got to see through the smoke and mirrors. It's JD. Really?
We're still upset that the tight end left the Cowboys, Dalton Schultz. Yep, DJ and I are not happy with that.
Interesting.
So Hardacre's got to come in here for a draft.
Yeah.
we've got to do our top 12, because I'm going to tell you, DJ, right now, the Cowboys are drafting a tight end, and there's a plethora of tight ends out there this year. Lots of tight ends. And that's what I'm going to talk about a lot when we start talking about the draft one of these nights.
Tanya's saying someone told JD, I know it. No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know that.
Know what? You two are losing me now.
She does. No, about the Lamar Jackson comment. She's saying someone told JD. She says, I know that. No one told me that. She doesn't know that.
It was good.
Why did she say I know that?
I mean, how many times did I sit here going,
she doesn't know anything.
The Patriots aren't going to have a quarterback. Lamar Jackson is sitting right there for the taking.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me
you got it.
A little bit of credit, Shep.
I mean, I went on and on for 10 minutes and never said Lamar Jackson. Apparently, it's embarrassing for me.
Tanya doesn't have any faith in me. That's the problem.
Tanya thinks I know everything about football, but I obviously do not. Never threw Lamar Jackson out on the table right here.
Are you going to be coaching the girls for Spalding next year with Tanya?
Absolutely.
Yes, both of you.
Yeah. I'm there as long as Tanya's there.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yep. There as long as she's there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We're going to be really young next year, but hey, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right.
Here's the thing. Tanya's going to coach at Spalding for the first time without her daughter playing.
Yes.
So, a whole new world for her.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different, maybe.
It'll be a little different.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
her daughter will probably be right there courtside with her. Maybe. She's going to play for Castleton?
She's still. Tanya's going to have to weigh in here. Still Norwich Castleton. They're playing a lot of AAU right now, so they're playing a lot of basketball.
All right.
So
when are we making the big announcement that that you're going to start your own podcast?
I think you just did.
All right. Is this going to happen?
It's going to happen.
All right.
And we're going to call the football side of it after further review, because that's what they say on the field when you challenge a call. So if I screw up on all the fantasy football rankings, the next day I'm going to say, well, after further review, I messed up. See?
Wow.
Coaches throw the red flag challenge. The officials go and they view it, and they go, after further review, the ruling on the field stands, or they messed up.
Is that going to be the name of the podcast?
After further review.
Wow.
See, now I just dropped my nugget. Boom. Threw it out there on the table.
Oh, my God.
There we go. It works for football, but I don't know what to do basketball-wise. We might have to come up with something new.
Wow.
Oh, can I throw something out there about last night's NCAA, even though we...
Please.
Jim Nantz has called the NCAA final for 37 years. He's the voice of CBS. Last night was his last time calling.
Was it really?
Yep.
Wow.
37 years.
I didn't know
He's got
that.
a magical voice. I think he's 61 now. He still does the Masters golf tournament.
Yeah.
And he does some football for CBS. But he's taken the headset off.
Wow.
And he ended it by saying, "Thank you for being my friend," to everybody.
Wow.
Guy is a rock star.
And you heard him? You heard him close it out?
Him and Bill Raftery, who's probably 10, 15 years older than Nance, have been doing this for 37 years together.
Wow.
Amazing.
You know, I always wonder about Joe Castiglione and how long he'll be calling baseball. Or Red Sox.
He
WEEI, right?
Probably forever, because sometimes you can't take that headset off. You know? And sometimes you just, it's in your blood.
Yeah.
You know?
Roger Cosell.
I got to say, talking football is probably my last breath I take. I'll probably still be bitching about who the Dolphins took in the draft that year.
So, 27 of April, 28, 29.
Yeah, 3 days.
Where is Shep going to be for those 3 days?
Well, usually, I've always said I'm going to go to where the draft is, but I much more enjoy not calling it. I much more enjoy watching it from my bar downstairs at home.
Oh.
Because I have boards just like your bracket.
Really?
Where I try to predict the pick with friends. We might turn it into a drinking game. No, I'm just kidding. We don't do that. We don't. I will, with friends, try to predict the first round. It's like, it's your turn, then it's my turn, then it's so-and-so's turn. And we just try to predict the picks. That's what I want to do on a podcast, too, before draft night. Let's try to predict the top 10.
Can you do that? Get back in here before the 27th?
Oh, yeah. I'll come back tomorrow if you want me to.
You love this shit.
I do love this. I love hanging out with you. You know, I could talk football.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would get bored.
Yeah. You know, the thing is,
he says.
never with you.
No,
but the thing is about you, Shep, is that you are so dialed into this, to a network of sports loving fanatics.
Crazies, yes.
I mean, it's just
yep.
everywhere.
I'm going to get a friend of mine in here some night from work who knows everything about baseball. There's so many people out there that she knows who the umpire was umping the Yankee game the night before.
Yeah.
She'll come into work, walk by my desk and go, "Can you believe so-and-so and his strike zone was awful?" And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Knows. I mean, we just are so passionate about our sports. We eat, sleep, and breathe. It's in our blood. And I honestly have been watching the NFL draft for probably, my senior year of high school. I snuck out of high school just to see the Dolphins pick.
Oh, my God.
And it was Dan Marino that year, who is a legend. Yep, I snuck out. I knew when Miami was picking, went to a friend's house. We turned it on, watched Miami's pick, went back to school. Yeah, just once you're in, you're in. It's like fantasy football.
Yeah.
And it sometimes ruins your Sunday. That's the crazy part of it. Your fantasy football team loses, and you go to work the next day, and you're ticked off because your fantasy football team just, God, couldn't even put 50 points up.
Chris Autry, who's a pastor, well known, preaches at church. Church is over. We go home. The food. It's being cooked up. It's in the oven, whatever. The Steelers are playing. He doesn't even remember what he was preaching about 3 hours ago.
Absolutely not. It's all Steeler football. He's got a heck of a menu, though. That's why I want to go watch football with him.
Yeah.
He talks about the food side of it, and I'm like, actually, I learned that from you guys this last Super Bowl run.
Oh, yeah.
You would talk about, what food? So I'd start looking up, what does Kansas City eat?
Yes, exactly.
What the Philly cheesesteaks, what else do they eat?
Right.
I have to thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
I was all dialed into football.
It's all
and I'm
about the food.
There's more to it.
Yeah, and then there's my brother who's making food that's in tribute to the other team so that he can physically consume and chew up and destroy.
Because that's his way of... Because we control it, remember?
Freak.
We control the team. I mean, look at the person with the bird and the candles. I mean, come on now.
I know.
Come on now. And there's a
What's
lot
going
of us,
on here?
me being one of them, that sometimes I can't even watch my favorite football team.
Yeah.
Because you just get so upset watching them.
Right.
So I'm like, shut the TV off.
Yeah. And mourn.
But then you just turn you look at your phone and you go, okay, they're coming back now.
Right.
Because our lives on Sunday revolve around our football team.
Yeah.
And food.
And when you get up the next morning and you go to brush your teeth with your Steelers toothbrush holder, you realize that win or lose, you are in love with the team.
I will cheer for the Steelers because my sister's been a diehard our whole life. I have divorced the Miami Dolphins at least a handful of times in my life. I'm all done. I'm all done with them.
Marital problems?
Yeah, I'll take the attire. I'm going to burn the attire, the hats. I'm done. I don't like the way they draft. I don't like the way they free agency. So I say it out loud, JD, but as soon as it's football season or the draft or anything.
There's a quiet hope?
Yeah, every year.
Fingers are crossed behind your back?
Yeah. I maybe this is the year. I've stopped saying that though with Miami.
Yeah.
I Steelers every year. I think the Steelers are going to win. Every year I think DJ's Cowboys are going to win. Yeah. But the Dolphins, I don't think I may not live to see that one happen.
And no disrespect to DJ, and I don't know what I'm talking about with, but that almost seems hard to believe.
About the Cowboys?
Yeah. And I'm not, come on. I'm not being, disrespectful. I'm just saying.
So you don't
even
think...
a dumbass would know that the Cowboys aren't going to really do much, Shep.
And don't forget, on Super Bowl Sunday, our teams in our head are still playing anyway. We still donate.
Yes, of course. Go
the
Steelers.
Attire. Yeah, Steelers.
Go Steelers.
They're always in the Super Bowl. Always. My sister would tell you the same thing. They're always in the Super Bowl.
What do we do next, Shep? Where are we next?
We got to do draft. We've got to talk about, these teams, the top prospects.
Okay.
It's always quarterbacks. They always want quarterbacks in the draft.
Okay.
Last year was the first time that I can ever remember where there almost was not a quarterback taken in the first round. And the first round is the first night, and it takes like 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
For one round to complete. Because there's like a time limit of like 10 minutes. You got to turn it on, even if it's just for 5 minutes on, it's usually ESPN.
Think about
just to see how crazy it is.
Yeah.
And see the fans there.
Just the thousands.
It's in Kansas City this year.
Yeah. It's the thousands of people, family members that are just, this is the biggest night of the year.
Yeah. It's huge. And there's trades that happen. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff.
Have human beings turned into, or maybe they haven't turned into, maybe they just are, commodities?
Yeah.
Property.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened.
It's a financial asset.
Yeah. And think about, I'm going to ask DJ one of these times how much money he thinks he has spent on Cowboys football jerseys. Just the jerseys.
Just the jerseys.
Which sell for $200 to $300.
Yeah.
Just a jersey.
Yeah.
But hey, we're vested.
Yeah.
What
if he's got more in the jerseys or the Jeep? Or if it's just about equal?
It might be equal.
Yeah.
And I think he has his favorite hats. But we're all like that.
Yeah.
Once you wear the certain T-shirt and they do well, then of course you gotta.
Yeah, then you gotta wear them.
So, as we say that, when we were talking about women's softball.
Yeah.
When you go to a tournament and you're playing good on day one as a team,
sure,
you have to wear. Everything's got to be the same the next day. Same socks, same sports bra, same T-shirt. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I do believe myself and the gals I played with for almost 20 years. You wear those same socks no matter they're standing straight up. You wear those socks. So football-wise and sports fans, it's the same thing.
That is so funny.
Crazy,
it's funny.
Right?
It's fascinating.
I mean, Tanya McCauley and I would wear the same coaching shirts, but then I think it was Lake Region. I'm pretty sure it was Lake Region. Well, that coaching shirt had to go. I'm not wearing that one anymore. No. Get another coaching shirt. Come on, you want to say it. You guys are batshit crazy.
You said it.
We are, and we love it. We love it.
Listen, obviously we have a lot to talk about, and my God, I don't even know where to begin. But after further review, we got to talk about how we're going to launch this thing and when it's going to happen and what's going to happen and
how many nights a week you guys can handle listening to me.
We got to talk.
I got on and on.
I got to talk to Raylene. Woo. There's a lot here.
This is exciting.
There's a lot here. Oh,
I feel like I have to pinch myself though because you're going to let me talk sports.
I want to make the announcement, and I haven't yet. This July.
Yes.
Dave Moody
is
going to be sitting right where you are.
You got to get a better seat for him.
I will.
Okay, I'm just saying it's Dave Moody.
Yeah, I will.
On.
I'll get
red carpet there.
I'll find
different
something.
Seat for Dave Moody.
Velvet, I don't know, but I can't wait, man.
You got some pull. Dave Moody.
Dave and I used to work together at WDEV a long time ago.
How did I not? Yeah.
Early '90s, and wow. I mean, you
guys were cutting your teeth then, right?
I was.
You were.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was moving.
Yeah.
He was moving and shaking.
Dave's amazing.
Well, and he's amazing. On. What'd you tell? Sirius.
Yeah, Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Right in his house. Studio in his house.
Freaking legend.
Shep, thank you.
No,
for
thank
coming in
you.
Here. I can't wait to have you back on.
You just let me. Well, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure this. We're going to figure this out.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, dear.